In 1948, Harry and Myra got married. Their first child was born a year later. When he wasn't being a family man, Harry liked to hang out in Grafton's, a pub owned by ex-serviceman and comedy writer Jimmy Grafton. There he'd meet up with his old mate Spike and a comic he knew from the Windmill called Michael Bentine. But it was when Harry met a comedian called Peter Sellers that the final piece of the puzzle fell into place. Together, these four men would revolutionise British comedy.
We did a trial recording for Pat Dixon, and it was pretty incoherent, but he thought there was something in it. And the BBC, God bless them, gave us a trial, I think it was 6 or 13 or something, shows to start with. And that's really how it began. We did these first 6, and we began to get a bit clearer.
Yeah.
You know, and all the terrible... But eventually, they settled down to a sort of storyline, and... it was discovered fairly early on that any voices I did always sounded like me. So I was told rather quietly that I should stick to one voice, and they get me to do Neddy.
Neddy Secombe.
And then they formed, everything sort of happened around Neddy, you know, Bloodknock and all the other characters.
Who are you? Me? I'm Lance Private Eccles, but most people call me by my nickname. What's that? Nick? That's a joke. I made a joke about the Nick.
I inspected the man closely. He was the nearest thing I'd seen to a human being without actually being one.
I say, Secombe, surely you don't suspect this man? Why, we were together in the same company during that terrible disaster.
What company was that?
Desert Song, 1933.
Were you both in the doily cart?
Right in the doily cart.
For an audience that had grown up on traditional music hall humour, this was mind-blowing stuff. The show was a smash hit. Every Sunday, no matter where he was performing, Harry would rush back to London for the Goon Show. In fact, for all the Goons, Sunday was the highlight of the week. After rehearsal, they'd nip into the pub next door for a bottle of brandy and a pint of milk. Then back on the Camden Theatre stage, they'd let rip.
Folks of world, I am speaking to you using the new aluminium voice cone projector. I'll start my comeback with a new trick taught to me by a one-legged sailor who did toffee apple impressions for Noel Coward. You hear that?
The show ran for 9 years and made Harry a household name. During that time, he also continued his successful solo career as both a comedian and a gifted singer. For many years, he hadn't dared take his singing seriously, using it mainly for comic effect.
I've got a handful of songs to sing. Sit like a bit like myself a leather. I feel a song coming on. Give me the moonlight. Give me the girl.
In an English country garden.
It was singing teacher Manlio Di Veroli who turned Harry into a serious singer. Harry said that Di Veroli took his voice apart the way a skilled mechanic dismantles an engine. When he put it back together again, it was a thing of beauty. Harry's talent as a singer was to take him to the very top of the charts. It was while he was holidaying in Barbados with composer Wolf Mankiewicz that Harry mentioned an idea he had for a musical, based on the Dickens novel The Pickwick Papers. Mankiewicz liked it. He set about writing Pickwick, and in the process created a star role for Harry. Pickwick was a big challenge for Harry. For the first time, he had to step out of his music hall persona and really act. When the first night of the show's American tour was met with rapturous applause, Harry cried more than he ever had before in his life.
If I ruled the world, every day would be the first day of spring. Every heart would have a new song to sing, and we'd sing of the joy every morning would bring. If I ruled the world, every man would be as free as a bird. Every voice would be a voice to be heard. Take my word, we would treasure each day that occurred.
If I Ruled the World was a #1 hit for Harry. During the 1970s, he enjoyed one success after another, blending music and comedy in TV shows that attracted millions of viewers. While his solo career went from strength to strength, Harry still found time for the odd reunion with old friends.
It was in the month of December, and in the year of 1883, that the monster whale came to Dundee, resolved for a few days to sport and play, and devour the small wee fishes and the silvery tea.
So the monster whale, thank you.
Slightly under-rehearsed, this show.
So the monster whale did sport and play. Amongst the innocent
Go on, keep going.
little fishes in the beautiful tea, until he was seen by some men one day, and they resolved to catch him without delay. Spruce, you're next.
Yes, then the water did descend on the men in the boats.
It's going to be a hard night tonight.